Hello, hello. What's up? How's it going, everyone? Hello. Hey. All right, today. Oh, that's myself. Where am I coming from? Okay, I'm gone. Yeah, today I'm going to be playing more The Life and Suffering of Sir Brante. I've been having a good time playing this game. Pretty interesting story so far. Pretty interesting world building, I would say. So yeah, excited to get back into it, to play a little bit more. Okay, let's get started. Alright. Yeah. So Piper chapter 2. I'm in adolescence right now. It's the year 1131. Okay, Forbidden Love. I think this is going to be I think Stefan's special path, special story. Was it Stefan or Steven? Stefan. Yeah, Stefan, okay. Yeah, because I had foreign nobility, I unlocked this path, so let's see what it is. Ahem, okay. Forbidden Love. Another day of school is behind you. You are now wandering your district, taking your time before going home. It is getting dark. Soon you are walking past the splendid mansion of Count Elvis Velasco, one of Magra's richest landlords. You hear a familiar voice from the other side of the iron fence. It is Stefan's voice. It is followed by the sound of a young lady laughing. Oh ho ho ho. You peek through the fence and into the mansion's garden. And indeed, there you see your elder brother, dressed like he is going to meet the emperor himself. He is currently busy helping a pretty young lady out of the window. She locks him in an emotional embrace. You recognize her, Maria El Velasco, Count El Velasco's daughter. And as the whole city knows, she is already betrothed to another young nobleman from a far more illustrious family. Oh, scandalous. Stefan. Oh, Maria, I thought I would help you come down to earth from your heavenly abode, but your very touch brings me to the heavens. He picks the Count's daughter up and holds her in the air. She laughs almost imperceptibly and kisses him on the cheek. But then Stefan takes her by the chin and turns her to face him. Their lips join in a kiss. A flurry of emotion washes over you as you watch it happen. Stefan is putting the reputation of his entire family at risk. Acting so frivolously with the Count's daughter may turn the Count's influence against all the Brantes, and yet Stefan always speaks so highly of noble bearing and composure and family honor. Stefan's face is glowing with joy. Your older brother, he is happy, truly happy. You have never seen Stefan like this as his arms hold the Count's daughter in a tender embrace so gently as though he fears to hurt her. And Maria reciprocates his feelings. Must you really rob them of their secret joy? If you ever speak to him about this, no one else must hear it. You wait by the gate patiently until Stefan decides to return from his escapades. He's startled when he finally notices you standing by the gate. Okay. So. Stefan's disgrace. Okay, so I can remind him what it means to have a nobleman's honor. If Stefan keeps acting like this, he will bring disgrace upon the entire family. So, Okay, so both of these options will give me Stefan's disgrace. Interesting. So it doesn't really matter, right? Doesn't really matter if I want to... If my goal is just to unlock more story, it doesn't matter which one I pick. So this is more like a stat farm, I guess. Do I want nobility and some relation with Stefan, or do I want ingenuity? Spirituality 4 is good. I don't really care too much about getting it to 5. because I think 4 was probably the threshold. But if I am going for like the priest route, then I might as well get more when I can. Doesn't hurt. And I would like ingenuity up to 3 as well, so I think I'm gonna pick this. Yeah, I feel like this is something I prefer doing as well. I'm not a snitch. I'm not gonna tell him what to do, you know? Just gonna yeah, I'll just keep his secret. Like maybe I should tell him, you know, to be more careful, because if I can find out, then other people could maybe find out as well. So yeah, I'm gonna pick this. But I'm not gonna be a killjoy. Like, what are you doing here at this late hour, Piper? Is there something you wish to tell me? You confess to Stefan that you saw him today in El Velasco's garden with the Count's daughter. This affair puts both families' honor at risk. Yet you say you are happy for him. You can see how much he cares for her. No matter what, it is worth the risk. Stefan can trust you with this secret, you assure him. The two of you will keep it together. It feels like this should be the option that increases my relation with Stefan, but it's not. Stefan reacts to you with anger at first, but your supportive words calm him down. You've got all the makings of a professional spy, but you're right. The risk is too great. Your aid will not go amiss. You are no nobleman yet, but I hope your word is worth my trust. Yeah. From that day on, you helped Stefan and Maria avoid attention on many occasions. What? Like I'm actively abetting his actions now? Okay, sure. I guess that's fine. You even have to distract El Velasco's manservants and lead them away on a wild goose chase through the district. That's a bit even more risky, I feel like. In the end, you are never caught, and you earn your brother yet another night with his beloved. You are both aware that the days of their hidden love are numbered. But how will your escapades affect the family's reputation? You and your brother agree. Whatever happens, happens. Young love is worth the risk. Okay, sure. Well, that was a pretty short and easy story. Let's keep going. Trail of the Assailants. So what year is it now? How many years do I have left of being a child? Not a child, but an adolescent. Do I still have opportunities to raise my stats or my relations with other members of my family? Maybe not. Gloria's Secret. Blood Tide. Monkas. Participate in the ritual. I don't think that's happened yet. But if I'm farming all the extra tokens, I think I'm well on my way. Before long, the entire city hears how a gang of lowborn thugs assaulted Stefan Brante. Yeah, we beat them up, yeah. Grandfather ensures that the brash young men are found. Some of them are taken into custody as soon as Lesser Death releases them. Wait, what? Oh, so they got killed, and then after they were revived, they were arrested. Yikes. Yeah, that's interesting actually. Like, how does the law work with lesser deaths? Like, can't you just commit a crime but then spend one of your lives to make sure you never get caught? Do they know how to cam the spawn point? Is that what it is? Like, if you're not from like a wealthy family with like a family crypt like me, like, where do you respawn? Is at home? You just right click on your bed? Is that how it works? What if you just set your spawn point somewhere else if you can't change it? What happens if you move your house? Like, if we move out of this place and don't live here anymore, like, am I gonna respawn there? Imagine like just having dinner with your family in a new house, and then one day someone suddenly shows up naked on your dinner table because that's where they lived before and they forgot to change their address, their respawn address. Or maybe the gods know, since the gods know everything. So they'll put you at the most convenient place. Although, even if that's the case, how do you predict where the gods will put you, right? It's weird stuff. Will the gods like favor the police and then, if criminals die, just respawn them in prison? Or will they like respect the wishes of the individual and like respawn them where they want to go? Yeah, that's very interesting, very interesting. Okay, but some of them are taken into custody as soon as Lesodevs releases them. Grandfather seeks vengeance on those who hurt his favorite grandson. Prefect Elborn, a friend of your family, oh, prefect, not perfect, my bad, promises to personally oversee the trial and ensure that justice is served. Oh, I don't know about that. That seems like a conflict of justice, though. A conflict of interest, though. A friend? You're getting a friend of the family to do that? Stefan and Grandfather decide to stay in Anazone until the trial ends. Grandfather demands true death for every single assailant. Yikers. You ask Father how to explain something. How can a legal court sentence criminals to true death? How can worldly judgment overrule the twins' law? Ooh, that do be true. How? Your words are true, my son. Their law is second to none. Yet the twin gods also made the empire and all its ways. The court of law exists to execute the laws of heaven here in the world. Should the court of law sentence a person to death, the law high above will always enforce it, and so every execution brings true death. Eh? So you're saying that even if someone has lives left, and you execute them, they're just going to die forever. Because the law above actually listens to what our courts say as well. It's kind of saying like the courts are never wrong, which is kind of weird. I guess there could be instances where the courts are wrong, in which case then the execution would probably just fail and not bring a true death. And yeah, that'd be interesting. And if people come back to life, then that's like divine evidence, right? That you are actually innocent and that the court is wrong. That's cool. It's kind of like playing Among Us. And you're like, oh yeah, just kill me, man, then you'll know. Just kill me, then you'll know I'm innocent. Yep. The commoners who assaulted Stefan, a born nobleman, have committed a grave offense. There's no doubt about that. And yet, according to the Emperor's decree, even commoners have the right to defend themselves when they're about to face true death. This means that all of us will have to appear at the trial and testify before the court. Okay. So, is it implying that you don't have the right to defend yourselves from a lesser death? It's only when you're at your last life that you can defend yourself. Okay. Evening comes. Gloria visits your room. Gloria is my sister. She looks crestfallen, and her fingers keep reaching for long hair. You put away your school books and ask what is bothering her. The trial is tomorrow. I thought I was going to appear there soon too, as an eyewitness. After all, this whole mess started because of me. But Sir Robert isn't even going to mention that I was there. Can you imagine? He says it would ruin the case. Why am I always in the way? Nobody ever mentions me. Nobody has to listen to me. It's like I don't even exist. I thought Stefan standing up for me finally meant something. Maybe I will become part of the family. But no, everything is back to usual now. Gloria tries her best to hold back the tears. You do your best to comfort her. Father just needs to keep the family out of trouble. If Sir Robert believes that I only bring trouble, why did he took me into the house at all? Is that right? Why did he took me into the house? That seems not correct. Why did he take me into the house at all? Gloria runs away. You return to your books, but you can't help but get lost in thought. What if I told the court you weren't there either? How would you feel then? There's a knock at the door. It is father. He closes the door behind him and sits next to you. There's an exhausted look about him. Well, maybe it's because I don't really have that much of a trust or respect for the system. Like, I feel like it wouldn't matter that much if whoever is running the case decides not to tell the court about something. If it's, I don't know, if it doesn't affect the evidence. But I guess Gloria did say that if she was there, she would ruin the trial somehow. As in, it would maybe give the commoners, like the thugs, some defense to use, maybe. Yeah, I think if that's the case, like it actually affects the outcome, then yeah, I don't think you should withhold anything, any evidence. But otherwise, like, if they told the court I wasn't there, then it wouldn't really bother me. Like, I don't need credit for what I did in the eyes of the law. Like, I don't think that matters at all. Anyway. Son, you will be testifying before the court tomorrow. Please remember what I'm about to tell you. Gloria wasn't at the ruins at all. Oh no, I know where this is going. Like, my choice will have to be either telling them that Gloria was there or not. Okay, yikes. You went there with your brother to inspect this historic site. The lowborn men insulted Stefan first and then attacked him. Stefan had managed to deal with the assailants on his own by the time the guards intervened. Gloria will cast suspicion on this case. If we mention her very existence to the court, the reputation of the family will suffer. Your grandfather will never forgive me if that happens. Do not let me down. We are all counting on you. Damn it, father. If that's the case, I would rather you not call me to the stand at all, man. Like, withholding information is one thing, straight up lying is another, man. You recall the night of the fight like it was a moment ago. Gloria sprawled under the feet of those crackling thugs, her poetry, her greatest treasure, scattered on the ground. She thinks she's all noble. Those were the words they spat down on her. But doesn't the grandfather mean the same thing when he denies that she is part of the family? Yep, kind of, yeah. I think they're coming from different angles, right? The commoners are like looking down on her, but they're actually kind of like the same level, right? Yeah, I guess in this court, the commoners' words won't be taken into account at all. Even if they say that Gloria was there, if all of us more well-off families lie about it, then they will side with us instead. Now, what a dilemma. But if you do what father tells you, the trial will end quickly. Those commoners will face true death for assaulting a noble. Will they though? Because if we lie, then the court will not give a fair trial, right? And if it's not a fair trial, then the gods will know, right? The gods on high will know. Then they will come back to life. Surely it must be, because it's unjust. If you mention Gloria, things will get complicated, and you cannot predict how the trial will end. Which is more important to you, what is right or what is just? Wait, isn't that the same thing? What is right and what is just? Is it saying that helping my own family out is right? Support father. I can do as father told me and avoid mentioning Gloria, okay? We can agree with father now, but tell the truth later, okay? I can determine to change father's blah blah blah. Okay. What will I do? More unity, less willpower. Okay. God. Ooh, yikes. This is a tough one. Oh. Kind of want to do a little social experiment, you know. Because if I don't tell the court about the truth, and then the then the criminals, I guess, are they criminals? And the commoners still face execution and die a true death, then I'll kind of know that the gods maybe aren't like all-knowing. Maybe the gods don't have as much power as we think they do, something like that. Then I'll know like the system is actually corrupt, right? Then I'll know not to trust it as much. Do I need more reputation for my family? Unity is already really low. I'm afraid to drop it even more. And having more ingenuity is always good. Let's see, reputation modest. Okay, I would rather keep it in disagreements, not quarrels and feuds. That could be bad. Okay, if I do this, then all I do is lose reputation with Fad. Yeah, this one also drops my reputation. This sucks, man. Alright, I'm going for ingenuity, I think. Yeah, I'm sorry, father. Yes, father, I'll do what you said. Unless yeah. You nod in agreement. You will follow father's plan for the trial to the letter. A faint smile appears on your father's fatigued face. Thank you, son. This is an important case for our family, and for me as well. I appreciate your support. You watch father leave your room and consider your options. When should you mention Gloria during your testimony? There is no way you will pretend she was not there. That would not be fair in the slightest. The day comes. The trial takes place in the lesser hall of the city prefecture. Sir Elborn himself presides as the judge. You are seated next to Father and Stefan. You are to testify to the court one after another. Your brother's testimony follow Father's plan to the letter. The young commoners insulted you as you were both walking by the ruins. Then they assaulted you. Stefan defends you. You are next to speak. You tell the court the truth about that night. How the thugs humiliated Gloria. How Stefan and you came to help her, and how Stefan defended his half-sister. Oh my god. There are confused whispers in the halls. The commoners on trial cry out, it's the truth. Gloria was reciting poetry, and they simply told her she was defying her lot. The situation has changed. By this account, Stefan was not acting in defense of himself or another. He merely assaulted them first in order to retaliate against those who had insulted his half-sister. Well, that's not strictly speaking true, right? They were trying to hurt Gloria. Grandfather's face turns red, yet he remains silent. All emotion disappears from father's face. Your brother turns to look at you disappointed. Uh-oh. Sir Elborn rises to deliver the sentence. There is bitter regret in his voice as he speaks. With this new evidence in mind, the court of Anazot finds you not guilty of assaulting Stefan L. Brante, a nobleman. However, you are found guilty of disgraceful conduct and injury to a noble. All four defendants are sentenced to 20 lashes each. Alright, well at least they don't die. I think that's probably the right choice. Just for some angry looks, we've traded it for 4 lives, you know? 4 lives minus 20 lashes, okay? Because taking 20 lashes probably takes a little bit off your life. The carriage is silent as your family drives home. Father asks you to go to the sitting room. You need to talk alone. The tone of his voice does not bode well for you. The sitting room doors slam shut behind him. You have absolutely no idea what you've done. Why did you have to be so foolish and stubborn? Why? Explain to me. Father is furious. You tried to explain yourself. You only wanted them to treat your sister fairly. Ah, no, that's not true. That's not what I had in mind. To be fair, just wanted the truth to come out, man. Father's face turns red, just like grandfather's did. Treat it fairly, he says. His sister, he says. Get out of my sight this instant, both of you. You're in a world of punishment, young man. You and your sister. You're nothing but a disappointment to me. Be gone. Ouch. Ouch. Next, father gives his orders. You and Gloria are flogged together, brutally enough to ensure you learn your lesson. Once this ordeal ends, your sister thanks you through tears. At least you tried to stand up for her. Your back will not hurt less for that, but at least you feel better now. When Gloria comes back home the day after, there's a fresh bruise on her cheek. Her dress is covered in dust, and her hair is disheveled. You ask her about it, but she does her best to pretend nothing is wrong. When you ask about the bruise, she says she just fell. Oh no, someone's bullying her again. Alright. Sir Brante doesn't like me as much now. I mean, Robert Brante doesn't like me as much now, but oh well, we're still in the green. That's all that matters. You meet those 4 commoners on the street a few days later. They thank you mockingly and tease you mercilessly. Sir Brante, they call you sarcastically. What? You little bitch? I saved your life. Now they're mocking me? You walk away as fast as you can. They laugh behind your back. Whatever happens now, Stefan will not protect you or Gloria anymore. Uh-oh. Oh, Gloria up. Gregor down. Yeah, whatever. Ingenuity. Alright. 4 ingenuity points. What did it cost? Everything. The poets. Alright, this is gonna be Gloria's sub-path, I think. Yep. Yep. Give me 1 second. Gotta open something. Down, 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 down. Down, 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 down. Okay. I'm back. Alright. The poets. Today you and Thomas are to explore the streets of the castle district. You delve deep into the district, right to the old siege walls of Anazote. The city needs these walls no longer. There are no more enemies left for the Empire to fight. Ooh, we killed them all. Huh? Since the twins descended and chose the Tempest dynasty to rule the Empire, it has spread one sea to sea, bringing its rule and peace for many generations. Huh. So the twin gods do play favorites, it seems. Wonder if they're the only gods out there, or if there's more. Or maybe they are good gods and they don't play favorites, but it's just the Empire that has twisted their words to fit their means, maybe, who knows. The two of you gaze in awe at the old charcoal black marks on the former fortress walls. They say magic wielders doing Char Milanidas's rebellion could conjure gusts of fire with their own hands. The rebellious Duke fought against the Emperor and the Church of the Twin Gods in the days of yore, but nothing remains of his rebellion, now save for scorched ruins and parched land throughout Magra. Okay. You and your friends study the old walls and daydream about the battles that took place here during the rebellion. But then you hear a muffled voice coming from somewhere below the ground. You look around and find a hole in the brickwork where the sounds are coming from. Naturally, you take a peek. You see a half-ruined hall built below the ground and a handful of young men and women standing there in the dark. They look a little bit older than you and are wearing plain shirts and dresses. A young man is standing on a piece of crumbled wall, reciting some of his poetry. It tells the story of a nobleman who fell into a puddle thanks to his gaudy cloak, and none of his noble bearings was of any help. He ends it with a farcical bow. Bow? Bow, he's bowing. It's not a bow, he's not shooting anything. No archery here. He ends it with a farcical bow. You hear applause and laughter. Oh ho ho ho. Ah ha ha ha. What was I gonna say? Yeah, seems like reading things out loud is probably a good way to check for typos. So maybe that's like a game testing strategy, you know? Just get a streamer to practice streaming your game. Just pay them like $5. Probably a bit more. But I'm sure people will do it because there's so many like small time streamers out there. Anyway, he gets down from the crumbled wall and a young girl takes his place. You cannot see her face in the darkness, but hers is the voice you could recognize anywhere. It is Gloria. Your sister begins to recite a poem she has written. Nay, Gloria, yours is no proper life. You are to be a mother and a wife. Accept the kitchen apron for a gag. And lo, another voice now takes a crack. You're straying from your lot, you've got some nerve. Eyes down and be obedient and serve. Your husband, children, house, they are your absolute. Nay, Gloria, you are but rotten fruit. Aww. You lean down to hear her better, but sand and stones fall from under your feet and into the underground hall. Gloria looks up and meets your gaze. Thomas pulls you away from the hole. Shit, but we know. So they're reading poems, imagine that. They sure hate nobles, and even Gloria. I never thought your sister could do that, but they're sure gonna get in trouble if they get spotted by an adult. Bad-mouthing a noble will get you flogged into next week, not to mention all the trouble you can get into for writing poems if you're a commoner. You'd better tell your sister to lay off. You'd better stay away from them too. You nod. Being around these people puts Gloria in great danger. But you know your sister. It will not be easy to tell her this. Your adventure in the castle district is done for tonight. You and your friend return home. During dinner, Gloria will not look at you. Her hair is all disheveled. She is afraid, or is she ashamed? You're also worried sick. These literary gatherings may spell danger for your sister. But for an illegitimate child like her, there are so few days to forge your own path. Yeah, true. Dinner is over. Soon you and Gloria are alone at the table. What are you going to tell her? I mean, I said the same thing for Stefan. Say the same thing for you, man. I'll keep your secret. Just don't get in trouble, okay? Just be safe, okay? Alright, I promise to keep my sister's secret safe and help her. Gloria finally looks at you. You wink at your sister and promise to keep her secret. You praise the poetry you were able to overhear and confess that you were impressed. A big joyous smile appears on her face. I'm so happy, brother. I thought you were about to tell me to stop going there and say what mother says about my lot, but I'm glad you're not like that. Me and my friends, without our poetry, we don't have anything else left. Nothing but our abysmal daily lives. At least we can laugh about it this way. You get serious and tell her that her friends need to work much harder to hide their meetings. After all, this secret passion could end badly for them if they get caught. The best way out of this is to meet in a new place every time. You list off several abandoned places nearby where nobody will look for them. You promise her that if she ever comes close to danger, you will be there to protect her. Can I make that promise? Gloria nods and plants a kiss of sisterly joy on your cheek. Okay, pretty good. Okay. Gloria's secret. You discover the secret society your sister Gloria has joined. I wonder if those choices I make is going to come back to me in the end, or is it just going to be the difference in stats? Like, yeah, do the different choices affect anything else other than the stats that's shown on the page? Probably not. Not sure though. Stefan leaves soon after the trial alone. Grandfather does not go with him. For the first time in a long while, he lingers in the house for more than a fortnight. Father says Sir Gregor is ill and needs rest. Ooh, good. Good. Gregor, good. Several months go by, and it becomes clear that grandfather will not recover. Good. The eldest Brante is mostly bedridden now. On some days, he has trouble recognizing people. When he means to address you or Nathan, he calls you Robert, your father's name. Alright. You know what? Just put him out of his misery right now. Get the pillow. I'll do it myself. This is for my first life, grandfather. But when he does get out of bed, the house grows empty. The servants hide, mother locks herself in her chambers. You and Nathan run outside or hide quietly in your rooms. If grandfather sees anyone in the hallway, he begins lamenting. Huh? Oh, nobody heeds the lots any longer. Any harlot with a child can marry a nobleman these days. Children have no respect. His sons betrayed him. Oh, his son betrayed him and let him down. And oh, how the Brante family has lost its honor. Again and again, you hear grandfather knocking at mother's door, screaming that it was all her fault. He blames her for ruining his chances to find bliss in the hereafter. He blames her for dooming him to suffer at the foot of the pillar. What? Why would someone else, like, hurt your chances of following your own lot? Why would it matter? You overhear your parents talking one night. Mother begs father to move Sir Gregor to his old home and spare the children his decline. Father refuses her outright. It is late at night. Oh, wow, that picture. The hot, dry winds are coming. The house is empty, save for you, Nathan, Gloria, mother, and grandfather in his bed. Okay, me, Nathan, mother. Okay, so 3 commoners and 1 crazy noble. What could go wrong? Father has left for the capital on business. You're engrossed in the history of the empire, snapping out of your reverie only when the clock strikes midnight. You blow out the candle and get ready for bed. You hear the shuffling of heavy feet outside your door. You see light in the hallway. Grandfather? What could he want in the middle of night? Uh-oh. Murder? You peek into the hallway once he is past. Grandfather's figure sways as he heads for the door to mother's chambers. He opens the door and walks in. You hear him saying something quietly. Your ease is stronger than your fear now. You sneak closer to hear his words. You foul commoner, I need to. I have to cleanse my sins. I have to save my soul. You are my greatest sin. You and what you have done to Robert and this family. I should have put a stop to this marriage. I should have stopped Robert from tainting this house by your presence. Why didn't I do it? Please, Sir Brante, I beg of you. Silence, you will do my bidding. Fire will cleanse all low-born filth from this house. Fire and flame will free Robert from this disgrace. This is for my son's sake. For my son's sake. For my sake. I need to eradicate this low-born filth. The twins, they are calling for me now. I can feel it. I can feel it. I beg of you, please have mercy. Mother begins to cry. You run into the room, unable to stay out of this any longer. Grandfather's gaunt figure looms over mother's bed, a lit oil lamp in his hand. Mother is sprawled out on the bed, crying. Please, just let me warn the children. I beg of you, Sir Brante. Your steps are loud enough to be heard. Grandfather turns to look at you. Stay out of this, Piper. Be useful for once. Worldly matters concern me no longer. I see only my sins now. And a sinner I am, a sinner. The twins, they forgive no one. They will judge me by the pillar. I must do something. I don't want to suffer for all eternity. Go away. Mother is crying. Grandfather is still looming over the bed, driven to madness. His hands shake as it clutches the oil lamp. His eyes shine in the dark. He truly believes this has to be done. You are suddenly torn. What if he is right? What if that is the only way for his soul to find salvation? There's no going back now. You have but a moment to act. Ooh. Okay. Conditions met. So what would this do? Hey, Gregor is gonna frickin' die if I do this. I think Gregor is gonna die no matter what. Yeah, makes sense. He's gonna burn himself up. Let it all happen as grandfather wishes. Then I'll die as well. That's crazy, man. Why would I just stay there and die? Nah, man, nah. Run away and rescue Nathan and Gloria. If I do this, then I think my mom will die a lesser death, but then we won't actually die. But then she won't actually be gone for good. Which is okay. I feel like that's okay in my book. We just lose some wealth because the house gets burned down. If I do this, then I use my willpower. Okay. That's all. I use my willpower. But I feel like this isn't something that's important enough to use willpower on. Because I only have one willpower thing left. I only have one action left. So I'd rather take the hit to wealth. Yeah. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm gonna have to let you take one for the team. I turn around and run for your brother and sister. Grandfather's prayers and mother's sobbing drive you to run faster. You wake up Nathan and Gloria and lead them out of their rooms and the house without any explanation. You hear mother's shrill cry of despair from the porch. A second floor window shatters. A body in a nightgown drops to the ground. Then another cry of despair, an old man's cry. You cover your brother's eyes and hide the sight from him. The second floor of the estate has caught fire. Gloria runs for the neighbors. You take Nathan's hand and go to Thomas' house. Neighbors and servants flock to the house to put out the fire. Together you manage to extinguish the flames before the first floor is engulfed. The second floor, however, has been reduced to ash. You watch Mother's body turn to dust and fly away with the sparks. Nathan is crying. Gloria hugs him and says everything is fine. Mother will return soon, reborn. Thomas's family gives you refuge for the night. His charred body is taken to the family crypt in the morning. Sir Brante has died his true death. You go there to look at him. His face is covered by the cloth, hiding his expression. Did Sir Brante finally find solace at the pillars amongst the flames in his final living moments? Or did he die as he lived, an embittered soul driven mad because he could never truly live by his lot? Yeah, your lot was the commoner's lot, boy. Either way, life has changed. His burden no longer weighs heavy upon your family. Let's go! He's dead! He's dead! For a moment you are overcome with rage. Hot tears start rolling down your cheeks. This is it. You will never be able to prove anything to him now. All your future triumphs, all your words of defiance, Grandfather will never hear them. He will never see you grow up. Yeah, that's a bit annoying, I guess. But I would rather he not be here, to be honest, to mess anything else up. You hear a heavy door clang in the corner of the crypt. Out comes Mother, wrapped in a black cape. She is reborn. She looks around in surprise as she leaves the coned stone walls behind, then finally notices you. My son? Nathan? Gloria? What happened to them? You briskly wipe your face and comfort her. No one else died that night. It is hard to speak, like something is clutching at your throat. When Mother sees Grandfather's charred remains, she closes her eyes with a deep sigh, and then shakes so violently she falls to her knees. Then she starts whispering something. You recognize it. It is a prayer to of gratitude to the twins. When she is done, she briskly wipes her face like you did. She looks younger now. Her eyes sparkle. She smiles so brightly and so sincerely. You have not seen her like this for a long, long time. Mother comes closer and pats you on the head, fondly and gently. You rescue your brothers and sisters, save them from a lesser death. Thank you, my son. Please remember this. None of this is your fault. This is my final life, and I promise to live it in joy. Okay. That's nice. Oh, so she's already died 3 times. Eh? You hear the snorting of horses outside. Father is back from Eterna. Alright, see ya, Gregor. Alright. If he dies, does my relation with him not matter at all now? Probably, right? Hey, let's go. Getting quite soulful. Oh wait. Gonna get blessed pretty soon, and gonna be inventive pretty soon. Okay. Okay, grandfather's demise. Your grandfather, Sir Brante, left this world forever to meet the twin gods. Yeah, I wonder if he's going to be punished, or if he's gonna be at the top or the bottom. The night of your grandfather's death shook your family to the core. Yet, no matter how it happened, your grandfather, Gregor Brante, is dead and will never return. He was a fearful shadow looming over the rest of the family, the Grandeur Patriarch, exerting his influence on all the lives below him, and all of you will remember him forever. Father is the new patriarch of the family now, yet he cannot bring himself to sit at the head of the table where Gregor used to preside. Stefan locks himself away in grandfather's bedroom every day. He will not talk to anyone. Gloria and Nathan still jump at every sound that so much resembles the knocking of his walking stick. Mother spends all day in prayer at the temple. And yet the house has become calm and quiet with his passing. But there is one more thing that must be done, the final farewell. It weighs heavily upon your soul. What, like a funeral? The day comes to pay your respects. Alright, press F, everyone. Father goes to the tomb alone, save for Stefan, Nathan, and you. Mother and Gloria stay at home. Only nobles, or those who may become nobles, may join this ritual. Okay, that kinda sucks that... Yeah, that kinda sucks that Gloria can't even become a noble because she's a woman. Unlucky man. There is a solemn silence as you walk to the crypt. Father is the one who breaks this silence when you finally reach the door of the family crypt. Your grandfather built this crypt, and now he will be the first Brante to remain here in body forever, the first ever noble in our family. It is our duty now to hold the sacrament of flowing blood for Sir Gregor. We will honor his legacy and join him as the founder of the noble Brante dynasty. Stefan perks up at father's words. His hand still clutched grandfather's sword. Tradition decrees that it must remain in the niche above the owner's sarcophagus. Yeah, put the sword above the sarcophagus. Nathan, on the other hand, looks even more frightened now. What are you scared of? He's already dead. Stairs carved of white stone lead you downwards. Deep in the gloom of the crypt, atop a pedestal, you see the sarcophagus that holds grandfather's body. Father takes a moment to compose himself before paying his final respects. Gregor Brante, my father, brought our family into nobility through his unshakable will. He was a judge and a loyal servant to the empire. He lived his life as if he had been born a noble, and he never strayed from the path he had chosen. He sought to make the Brante family ennobled by the sword, so that our children's children might be of noble birth. The twins know I abided by my father's words all my life, even if I could not obey him every time. Father lets out a bitter chuckle as he says this. Stefan glares at father, then turns to glare at Nathan, at you. What? After all, the two of you were born of father's shameful decision to marry a commoner. Okay. All of you remember his disastrous passing. He did not die the true death he deserved. Yet, we all must know that he fought for the future he believed in, to the very end. And he would be proud to see his family bid him farewell with this sacrament of the nobility. Okay. Guess it is different from the funeral. Stefan still glares at father solemnly. His fingers remain clutched around grandfather's sword. Nathan barely pays attention to the words. He looks around with unease, his arms folded across his chest. Father reaches into his jacket and pulls out a slender dagger. Thin and sharp, he takes off his gloves. Watch me carefully, my sons. Make a small cut on the palm of your hand and let your blood flow into this duct on the wall of the crypt. It will join your grandfather's blood here and flow forever. Huh? Then ancestor and progeny will become as one. flow forever. That doesn't seem right. We shall enter our family's blood tide and receive grandfather's final blessing. Hmm? For his blood flows first in our blood tide. He will respond to you. You are part of him and he is part of you. Oh god, we're gonna commune with his spirit or something. With a quick motion, father slices his hand and holds the bleeding cut above a small opening in the wall. Then he hands the dagger to Stefan. Stefan cuts his hand without hesitation and does as father did. You receive the dagger next. Okay, what should I do? What if I say no? The dagger's handle feels warm. You hesitate for a moment as you look at the palm of your hand. If you participate in this ritual, you will enter the Brante blood tide. You, a low-born child, a child who is still a commoner. Yeah, is that like bad or what? You are ready to claim your legacy as a descendant of the nobleman Sir Brante. Oh, are you ready? The eyes of your father and brothers are upon you. Nathan, the youngest brother, will follow your example. You can be certain of this. Okay. I do this. You refuse to participate in the ritual. After all, you do not bear the nobleman's lot. Or you can bleed. There's nothing bad about this, right? Because I got the nobleman's sacrament. You can still recall your first sacrament and how you defied the lash. You are Gregor Brante's grandson, and so you deserve to enter his blood tide. Before you dare enter his blood tide, you ask Grandfather Spirit for his blessing. Okay. Oh, okay. So even if he's dead, my relationship to him still matters because I can talk to the spirit. Interesting. His nobility is high. Yeah. Of course, I don't have enough nobility. I'm not walking that type of path to be able to grab that. But I can bleed. Because I am a nobleman. I will become noble. No matter what you say. You remember that fateful day when you were 8. The day when you tried to choose a different lot for yourself. You violated the ritual in the temple. You kissed the sword and, against all odds, you said you had the right to be a nobleman. And now you must confirm this right. You must join the Brante blood tide. You grasp the dagger firmly and hold the blade to your skin and quickly drag it across your palms. Drops of blood fall into the duct, flowing further into the crypt as they combine with the blood of your father and brother. The fresh wound burns on your hand. What are you doing, Piper? Why did you have to take these two along, father? This ritual is for nobles, and you two are an evil nobleman. His eyes meet father's stern gaze. No one is to interrupt the sacrament. Indignant as he is, Stefan falls silent. You hand the dagger to Nathan. Your younger brother hesitates. Father offers him help, but Nathan shakes his head. Finally, he makes a cut, and Nathan's blood joins yours in the duct of the crypt. The deed is done. It is time to close the sarcophagus. The lid falls into place with a heavy, resonant thud. Why do people cut their palms to let blood flow in, like, you know, fantasy or like in the olden times? If they actually did that, why the palm? Isn't that really annoying because you have to work with your hands? Doesn't it take a long time to heal? Why wouldn't you just cut like at the back of your hand or something like that, right? Why don't you cut somewhere else that you use less often? Why don't you just cut like your calf or your thigh or something? Wouldn't that be easier to heal? Okay, anyway, the deed is done. Yep. Then suddenly, you all freeze as each of you hears your late grandfather speak to you. His voice is loud as it rings in the depths of the crypt, and yet he speaks to each of you separately. Oh. So you think yourself my descendant, son of a low-born woman. Very well, time will tell how much nobility you have within. But know this, I am your ancestor, you are my flesh and blood. I will be watching you always, and my shadow will follow you forever. Do not let me down, boy. Boya? Grandfather's voice falls silent. You glance at your father and brothers, astonished. Save for Stefan, everyone else is dumbfounded as well. The ritual is complete. Stefan reverently kisses the grip of Grandfather's sword and places it in the alcove above the sarcophagus. Once all is done, you leave the crypt together. Okay. Cool, fresh wind blows in your face as you return to the surface. Stefan storms off into the carriage, fuming. Father stops halfway to the carriage and hugs Nathan and you briefly. Now your blood belongs to the dynasty of the Sir Brante as well. Hey. Noble blood, baby! Alright, participate in the ritual. Okay, sacrament or... Yeah, okay. We got it. It's all in the bag, baby. We did it. We collected all the Pokemon. All the badges, we got them all. Didn't do that for chapter 1, but hey. Can't fight, but hey, we got everything in chapter 2. Nice. Grandfather's passing and last respects have left a mark on the entire family. His words relayed from the hereafter keep echoing in your mind. You still do best to avoid the memory of Grandfather's last night and spend more time on the city streets with Thomas and your other classmates. Oh, so I have other friends now. The road by the house reminds you of another clash with death. Yep. Wow, nice. Oh, clash with death. Okay, so even if I didn't die, this text would be the same. I was impressed for a second that the actual story text changed because it mentioned me dying, but actually it could also just mean Sophia's death. Okay. Sometimes as you walk along that road, you recall Sophia, the beautiful girl with the wonderful eyes, and the terrifying thundering hooves. You have not seen Sophia since that fateful day. The children who live nearby say her parents sent her to a rich Arcanian family, the Autons, as a servant. Okay. The sun has set. The pillar shines palely in the dark sky. Thomas is ill, so you decide to visit him and tell him the latest news. The streets seem oddly agitated tonight, full of horses, cloaked men, strange faces, and hushed voices. A young nobleman in a heavy embroidered cloak is walking back and forth, clutching at his sword nervously. There's a grimace of rage on his delicate blue face. He is an Arcanian. Arcanian just walking on the streets? You overhear voices. Sir Autumn, the girl's not at home. We searched the house. Her parents swear she ran away from home too. They claim they wanted to bring her back. Just do whatever it takes. Turn this loathsome district upside down if you must. But bring my servant back to me. She's here. Sophia ran away from an Arcanian? How can this be? There's only one place on this entire street where a person could hide. The abandoned Moral House. 4 houses away from yours. You head there, doing your best not to attract attention. The lopsided house, built of yellow brick, has been abandoned for 20 years or so. You remember playing there as a boy. You glimpse a figure inside even before you enter. A pair of eyes glimmer in the dark. You would recognize them even after another 4 years. Sophia has grown up. She is almost an adult now, and her face is full of fear. She is not the easygoing girl next door that you remember. She finally recognizes you. Oh, it's you, Piper. Be quiet. They're all looking for me. I ran away from the youngest Autumn. I might be in for a lesser death here, but I'd rather die than spend another day in their slavery. I'm just a thing to him, just a toy to play with. Sophia winces and closes her mouth as she says this. There are glints of a bright yellow deep in her eyes. I ran to my parents. I told them all about the men I had to serve. And then they went and alerted the Autons. They don't want to be the target of their ire. But you aren't going to tip them off, are you? Oh no. The barking and shouts are getting closer. Sophia's voice grows quiet. She runs off to the darkest corner of the house before you can answer. One of Autumn's servants is so close you can hear his cloak swishing against the ground. He notices something and calls for the others. There are more voices around you now. They approach the house and from the yard and surround it. One of them seems particularly snappy, annoyed, and impatient. You have already heard this voice today. This is Autumn? Yep. If you're in there, girl, you'd be wise to come out and quit wasting my time. All will be forgiven, and you will go back to where you were. You know it, and if you don't, I'll drag you out by the hair. Oh, spooky. The hilt of the young Arctian's sword bashes at the door. He is about to lose his patience for good. Sophia hugs the wall in the dark, trying to stay still. He glances at you. What will you do? Your heart is racing. Can you act against the Arctian's orders? Do you have the gall to defy the mighty nobleman? Uh-oh. Okay. Can try to stop Aten. I can help her flee. But this loses willpower. I think I should try and stop Aten. I can hide alone. Embittered. She becomes embittered if I do this. I mean, come on, man. What do you want, huh? It's not my problem, okay? I'm just here. I'm not outing you, okay? Well, imagine bringing Sophia back to Auden. Yikes. You can only do this if you let her die the first time. Like, wow, just actually don't care. Merciless, yikes. Okay. Yeah, I should, try and stop Auden. It doesn't say that anything bad's actually going to happen to me, so yeah, why not, right? Yeah, this uses willpower, and I'd rather not do that. It doesn't actually give me anything else. And I think I've already paid for this, right? By dying for her the first time, I already paid for this option with one of my lives, so I'm just gonna pick it. You pull yourself together and walk slowly to the half-collapsed doorway. Sophia stays behind. The tall young Arctian stares you down, his condescending smile dripping with scorn. In your most assertive voice, you answer his question. He will find no fugitive girl in this house. What are you doing here, boy? I wasn't speaking to you. Out of my way. Aten needs no permission to enter, so he steps inside. You stand in his way. You have already assured the young Arctian that there is no one else inside. You have done him a great service. What makes him doubt your words? Why, you lowlife, how dare you stand in an Arctian's way? You must have lives to spare. Aten backhands you with immense strength, enough to send you flying. What the heck? Flying? The Arctian draws his sword. It rises into the air, but then one of his men shouts, "Sir, there she is!" The Arctian turns around and briskly walks away. Sophia use your distraction to climb out the window in the back. You jump to your feet and escapes the house in the same way. Sophia's slight silhouette is gaining distance far ahead. One of Aten's men is chasing her down, ready to catch her at any moment. But then something unbelievable happens. Sophia lets out a dreadful scream, and the air around her sizzles with golden sparks. Oh my god, she knows magic. Aten's men falls to the ground, clutching his head. Sophia freezes for a second, as though uncertain of what she just did. What was that? Aten screams at her right next to you. So that's how it is, eh? This wench is a witch. Seize her. Magic? Sophia's a witch? Sophia's silhouette disappears down an alleyway. Otto's men give her chase, but they will never find her in the dark, sprawling district. You watch her go. Will you ever see her again? Okay. The runaway girl becomes the talk of your district for an entire week. You overhear that Sophia managed to flee the city. The Ottens are furious. After this sudden appearance, she disappears from your life once more. You will not see her again until much, much later. Okay. Okay. So gain one, gain a trusting relationship. And more sympathy. Nice. More relations. Alright, one more year until I leave adolescence. Alright, be right back though. Let me grab some water. Oh, hello, Mr. Blank. What should you eat? I don't know, McDonald's? Hehehe. I actually haven't eaten lunch yet, which kinda sucks. But I had stuff to do this morning. I just didn't have time to eat before I was streaming. Oh no. Oh no. But yeah, I think I was gonna get some McDonald's after the stream. But you can get some McDonald's too. Alright, so year 1133. You're about to turn 15, just one step away from adulthood. Mother is acting anxious at dinner today, barely touching her food. You exchange glances with Gloria. She carefully tells you that she wants to go to the tailor. Mother shudders and her hands clench into fists. Grr, how dare you want clothes? What the heck? No, don't you dare leave home today. I forbid it. That dirty heretic Fotis is preaching his lies under the silver tree today. Twins willing, I don't want you to hear any of that. Okay. Interesting. You and Gloria glance at each other again. Fotis, he is a patriarch, the head of the clergy throughout the entire province. This is the first time you've heard Mother speak like this about a priest, especially a high-ranking one. Okay. It's kind of... I mean, let him speak, you know. He has the platform, let him speak. Once you leave the dinner table, Gloria comes to your room with a cunning expression on her face, like she's about to play a trick on someone. She has a plan. Oh. The two of you should sneak out of the house and go to the silver tree. Is that a plan? Just to sneak out, you need a plan? You simply must hear that sermon for yourself. What's so bad about Patriarch Fotis? Fotis? Yeah, Fotis. Why does Mother hate him so much? You two are grown-ups now. Surely you have the right to know. True. I do have the right to know. 1 second. You agree with your sister. Together you sneak out from under your mother's watchful eye and hurry to the silver tree. The temple block is full of people from all ranks and estate. There is barely enough room for you to squeeze through the crowd. The crowd has gathered around the very roots of the tree. Gloria suggests that you climb up to the roof of a nearby building so you can hear and see everything better. And not a moment too soon. From the roof you see a tall, silver-haired priest step onto the platform by the tree, dressed in the common black robe that looks far beneath his rank. Yet he stands like a noble before the crowd. Behind his back is a banner flapping in the wind, the open book. This is a symbol of the new faith. The crowd whispers. The patriarch holds his hands up to the sky and the entire temple block grows quiet. He begins his sermon, his vibrant voice rolling across the square. Fotis speaks of a great mistake. Ooh, exposition, let's go. We entrusted ourselves to the lots as the only way to fulfill divine providence in this world. But for all these years, the will of the twins have been interpreted for us by a single man, Prophet Isadias. I don't know. The twins are ever watching from atop the shining pillar. Of this we have no doubt, but how can we so blindly believe that we truly follow their will by following the lots? That's true, dude. That's true. Have we not seen the 3 lots of Isadias fail again and again to answer the question of how we ought to live our lives? Have we not seen people change their lot in life again and again without being smitten by divine wrath? Yep. So true. Every person born, whether human or Arcanian, lowborn or noble, must find their lot and their way to the gods on their own. Oh shit. From now on, we will seek the gods in the accounts of their own lives, in their own acts in the world, and in their own words as they echo within us. And, as we heed the voice of the twins within, we will each find their path for us on our own. Okay? Yeah, there's no such thing as lots. It's only personal places in the world, maybe, kind of. The crowd at the silver tree listens to the patriarch's speech in stunned silence. You glare at your sister. Her eyes glisten with tears as she hears Fotis' words. Then suddenly a hoarse cry rises from the crowd. If there are no lots, does that mean the nobles are gonna till the fields and the commoners are gonna bear arms? The crowd begins to murmur. The patriarch raises an arm and inhales, ready to answer. An odd figure leaps from the crowd and onto the platform. Uh-oh. What the? A dirty beggar dressed in rags. A knife flashes in his hands. The blade slices. Blood starts spurting from Fodus's throat. He slumps over and collapses. Oh no! It's the nobleman's assassins! What the hell? A dark brown puddle spreads across the platform where he had stood. Gloria clutches her mouth to suppress a shriek. Oh my god. They're silencing him, man. 'Cause he speaks the truth. The powers, the enemies, he has strong enemies. A few moments of stunned silence, and then the screams begin. The people are frantic. The temple guards try to restore order in the crowd, but to no avail. An old woman dressed in an inquisitor's cassock tries in vain to apply pressure to the patriarch's wound. The nobles draw their swords. Dogs are barking. The crowd is pushing and shoving. Children are crying. The entire square by the tree is in chaos. Huh. I feel like that's really bad timing to try and kill someone, because now you've made him a martyr, you know? From the roof, you see the moment where people start trampling each other. Uh-oh. Howling, praying, shouting. Gloria tugs on your sleeve. Time to go. You climb down from the roof and run. Yeah, no neck armor. Smaha. You return home without exchanging a word. Mother has been in her room all the while, so no one noticed your absence. Gloria locks herself in her room. You do not discuss the things you have just seen. They are too frightening. But your parents discuss every little detail of the bloodstained sermon over dinner. Bruh. This is unbelievable. A patriarch murdered in plain sight. Uh-oh. The gendarmes and the Archduke's guards have searched every corner of the slums, and the murderous beggar has disappeared without a trace. I can't even imagine a more gruesome crime. Fodus has died a true death, never to return from the hereafter. Oh yeah, what the hell? The gods let him die like that, huh? You know, maybe if the gods let him die a true death? Oh, it depends on how many lives he had before. But if he still had lives before, and he died a true death, that means he got executed, right? And apparently executions are always in line with the divine law, so that means the gods were actually mad at him. But probably not. He probably just died a lot. But how? Why can't the patriarch be reborn? He's so close to the twins. Such is the way of the world, my children. Once you are granted great power by the twins' will, there's no hope for you to come back. Wait, what? Not even after the first of your deaths. Bruh. This is some retcon shit, man. They keep adding extra details. Okay, interesting. Emperors, they're powerful vessels. Heads of great Archean dynasties, patriarchs of the church, none of them are destined to be reborn. Interesting. That seems awfully convenient. So if you become powerful, you just lose your extra lives somehow. Hardcore run, only one life. Fodus is gone forever. I fear for his soul. It was lost in doubt. Will the twins accept him upon the peak of the pillar? We must pray for the patriarch, children. Let us hope he managed to return to the true old faith before the moment of his passing. Okay, so there's old faith maybe, and there's new faith, but there's little hope for that. Ooh, okay. You can actually change the church itself. Interesting. The prevailing religious school in the province of Magra determines the doctrine, rites, and traditions practiced by the majority of the population. Okay. So new faith is coming in. Once we get to 5, the old faith will be gone. There will be chaos within the lands. Nobles will till the lands. And commoners will bear arms. Yep. Order decreased. Discontent. Okay. Tomorrow you turn 16. According to imperial law, you will be a full adult. Your time at Sir Tibor's school has ended. You have studied enough to apply for the Imperial College and learn the judge's trade there. You are to travel to Eterna tomorrow. Your friend Thomas will go there with you to try his luck at the Imperial capital. You, mother and father, prepare you for the long journey. How much did you get to -3? No, it started at that. That was the first time I've ever seen the church change, right? 'Cause the church started out as the old faith. Like, the old faith is still really prominent, I think. It started at -4. But then it's only going to grow, I think. Went to -3 just now. Because I think the new faith is just starting up. A whisper in the wind. Remember, son, there's only one goal for you. Dad, come on, I don't want to live your life, Dad. Let me choose my own path. You must become a student at the Imperial College. Oh, okay, sure. I mean, I'll go to college. I just maybe don't care about, I don't care about just becoming a judge, maybe. Your teachers dragged you through all those books for a reason. You have the knowledge and fervor to be ennobled by the mantle as I was. And as my late father was before me. And who knows, maybe one day you will be the one to write the name Brante in the blue book and ensure that your children's children will be ennobled by birth. Yes, if something happened to Stefan. Then mother speaks to you carefully. There's worry in her eyes. By Robert, there may be another path for our son. Stefan, your firstborn, was born a noble. He will surely earn the title for the entire Brante family. Your second son bears the favor of the twins. Ooh. For him, the path of the priest is a worthy calling, no less than a nobleman's sword. Ah, okay. Does this dialogue change depending on how much, crap, what was the stat? Show me my stats! Depending on how much spirituality I have? Maybe. They have been arguing about your future for a while now. Still, she would never defy the will of a nobleman and her husband. You smile at them both, trying to placate them. Gloria laughs quietly behind her backs. Just don't become a snoot like Stefan and you'll do just fine. Mother chides Gloria for that. You wink at your sister. Nathan has been downcast all evening. He barely touched his dinner. When everyone gets up from the table, he suddenly rushes over to embrace you. Please don't go, Piper. Can't you stay? I don't know what I'm going to do without you. Okay, yeah, she says the same thing all the time. Yeah, it makes sense. You tussle his hair in response. There's no way you can stay now, you say. But when you come home, and you will come home, you'll tell him all your stories and bring him a special present from Eterna. What's Nathan doing these days? Is he going to school too? This is it. All your lessons have been learned. All your things have been packed for the road. You will leave the family home tomorrow. Tonight is your last night at home before your departure. You walk through the rooms one last time. The sitting room where mother used to read you fairy tales. The library where Gloria used to spend all her time. Father's study, which you entered only on special occasions. The backyard where you taught Nathan how to build towers one summer. Did I do that? I don't remember that. The whole place feels so familiar, so dear to you. It feels like home. You lived here for 16 years. Will you ever return? It is getting late. Everyone is already in their rooms, but you hesitate. Father, mother, Gloria, Nathan, it will be a long time before you see them again. Who will you spend your last few hours at home with? Okay. Looks like I don't have enough relations with most of the people here to hang out with them. Spend the time with Nathan. Ooh, willpower. Ooh, that's pretty good. Nobility +2. That's not gonna bring me over any threshold though, is it? And wait, what happened to like willpower? I've never used any willpower. No, sorry, not willpower. I've never used determination, I think. What happened to my stats from the first chapter? I've never used them at even once this chapter. Maybe it's for later? Yeah, I mean, if I don't get my nobility up to 7, I don't think it's worth spending it with father then. I don't care. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I think I want the willpower. It's good to save up. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Might be a mistake, but whatever. Nathan is already in bed, snoring. You approach your brother quietly and pat him on the head. He is startled, but starts smiling with joy when he realizes it is you. Hi, hey, can we go outside? I need your help with something. Okay. Kinda weird, but okay. You creep silently downstairs. Why are we creeping in our own home? The air outside is damp and drops of dew glisten in the night. Nathan drags you towards the bushes. A spotted kitten looks at you from the bushes with sad eyes. You see a bowl of water and some scraps of food next to it. Look, he ran into our yard today. See, he's got a broken paw. We need to save the poor kitten. Okay. You pat Nathan on the head. Together, you sneak the poor animal into the house and take him into the storage closet. Then you close the closet and begin the treatment. Wait, what? Treatment? If anyone is clumsy in your family, it is Nathan, yet his hands are unusually accurate and calm as he binds the kitten's paw. You start chatting as you treat the kitten. As you think out loud about living in the capital and working towards your goal, Nathan strokes the poor animal's wet fur. He sighs. It's tough for me, you know, thinking about being a grown-up. I'm not much of anything even now. I wish I could be like you. You sure know where you're going and who you're going to be. You shrug. No, I mean it. I can't be like that. They say I'm going to study too, and go to Eterna and become a priest or go to the college. But there's no way I can make it there. Does that mean there's nothing else for me out there? Is nothing else out there for me? You'll be leaving soon and I'll be all alone here. You'll write to me. I know you will. But you'll come back one day. But I'm scared. Scared I might lose my way when you're not around. You'll come back, but it'll be different. You'll be different. I'll be different too. Yep. Yep, that's true. You gotta figure things out for yourself now. You swear to Nathan that even if everything changes, you will always be his brother. You will always be there to offer him advice and support. And you have no doubt that he will find his way in life. It just takes time to find yourself, sometimes more than you might expect. The sun is about to rise. You should rest before the long trip. But you are not tired at all. Nevertheless, it is time for bed. Wait, sleeping when the sun is about to rise? Before a long trip? Don't I leave at dawn or something? Before you leave, Nathan hugs you again. Please promise me you'll come back, Piper. You swear to him that you will. You get into bed and fade into a gentle, happy sleep. They will be waiting for you back here no matter what. Sure. Kind of ominous, but sure. Relations, +1 with Nathan. Full of power! Okay, good. That's at least like 2 actions that I can do, which is nice. You leave the family home for a long time. Your future awaits you in Eterna, the capital of the Empire. Okay, oof. Days of youth. Last night was your final night at home. I think I'm going to end the stream soon, after I read this. Cause I think I'm finished up the adolescence arc, right? Yeah. I'll finish chapter 2 right now, and we'll do chapter 3 next time, cause I'm hungry and I gotta go eat. Hehe. The carriage is now waiting at the gate, ready to take you to the capital. The clip-clopping of idle hooves against the cobblestone count the seconds before your departure. You take one more look at your parents' house and recall your childhood spent there, in nearby yards, at your school, and on the winding streets of Anazote. You clashed with the greater world around you and survived. You felt the tingle of emotion for the first time. You were taught by the school and the streets. You explore the city of your birth and learn something of its past. You witness firsthand events that will be remembered by history for all time. All of this is yours now forever. You saw death, lesser followed by rebirth, and the true death that takes you and never gives back. You saw death lying in wait to strike the unaware, like a beast stalking its prey. You saw grandfather's angry grimace lit up by the flickering fire of the lamp. The Archduke's cavalry trampling those who stood in their way, yeah, me, and your older brother's bloodied sword slicing through the air. Death has followed you from a very young age. Oh, hi Dino, what's up? I'm just ending the stream soon though. Just been playing some game. This game called The Life and Suffering of Sir Brante. Yep. And yet you live on. You have a friend who has been by your side all these years. Thomas taught you many things: how to take a hit, how to keep your word, and how to remain true to your own self. And now Thomas is walking to the same carriage as you are, with a heavy bag slung over his shoulder. Your friend will remain your companion for the time being. Yeah, I sure hope he passes the entrance exam. Otherwise, he'll just head home right after. Ahead of you is a long trip towards the capital and adulthood. For the first time, you'll be away from your family and home. What awaits you in the future? Yay, we did it. We did it. I've done it. I've collected all the Infinity Stones. Okay, died twice. Okay, before I hit if I hit continue, I think I'll be watching a cinematic, so I won't do that. Yeah, I've collected all the Infinity Stones, all the special icons, all the destinies. I've got them all. I only missed one in chapter 1, which is unfortunate, but yeah, I got everything else. Okay, well, I'm gonna go now then, because I'm real hungry. Alright. Okay. How do I quit? Okay. Alright, bye-bye then. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. And I'll maybe stream this on Tuesday, maybe, if I'm not too busy. Yep. That's it. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Can I do an outro? Yeah, probably. Okay, bye-bye. Wow.